that I wanted to live in a house where I couldn't see my neighbors at all. I don't want to see my neighbors, but I want to live close enough to civilization that it doesn't take forever to get to the grocery store. So then we get there, and like their house is all windows in the back. So I was standing there
Oh,
and I
geez.
was like, this is
I can't even hear it.
wait, oh wait, sorry, the unmuting me. This is exactly what I wanted, and I wasn't quite sure what it looked like. Like I'd never
But
owned a house like that. I've never actually owned a house with land ever. I've always lived kind of in a city. So, like I walked into my actual dream, which was crazy for me, absolutely crazy. And I'm like, this is a sign that this is the right time. That like, what other sign can there be? I wish I had this, and then I go and I see this, like absolutely crazy. So that was one thing that I took away, like that it gave validity to some of my goals.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, there were so many aha moments, but I want to start with you guys knowing who is Margarita and why is this lady taking this time of my Monday. uh, I'm Margarita Vargas and I work with the Latino community. The title is super long, so I never use it, but I'm in charge of the Latino community and I work also with the Anglo community. I've been in this industry for more than 20 years now, growing different kind of business, always in the MLM industry. And at the end, it was the end of my career almost 4 years ago when I had my own company and I sold it well and I was ready to retire. And then I got a call from Networks, and something that it was going to be a part-time opportunity just to help them with. It started this community in Networks, and then to be a full-time. And now I'm here with you guys, helping and supporting to build their own businesses. Um, and why did I do that? I did it because I learned about the family, the complan. I've been writing complans, and when I review our complan, I couldn't believe it. I was like, something is going on in there. So I checked that, and I talked to Mark, I talked to Kimmy, and I said, why are you guys giving so much money to these people, and what's the company getting? I'm a business and numbers woman, and I found out that when you have a debt-free company, you can do whatever you want, and that's what Mark is doing. Like, because our company is debt-free, he can play and dream with that. And by playing, I mean, like, he can give you the opportunity to become this top leader that can build their own house, build their own dreams, and you don't depend on anyone. And if you know Mark history, like, he started like all of us, like working the business, knocking doors, believing in himself, and creating his own empire, as we call it. But right now, it's the opportunity for you guys to make the same thing, to do the same, and to create your own empire. And that was something that for me was a game changer. It is so different to work with people and with numbers when you are helping them to become entrepreneurs, but at the same time, you know that you have to support the company. So you're in the middle. At having someone really dream about what they can do and achieve it because they have the empowerment to do both. So this is what we do here, and this is what is having me join this business, supporting them and supporting all of these people to dream bigger. Sometimes you are in this standard world where you got to be doing what people told you to, not what you wanted to. And it's so different when you decide, when you have the power to say, like, I'm going to build my house, I don't want to have neighbors, I'm going to use these windows, or I'm just going to support my kids all the way through life so they can feel that empowerment and they can become also someone that they can support somebody else. And because of it, I feel like we're in the right place the right business. We have ups and downs, of course, because we're real people. And being a real people is when you realize that you're doing something powerful, that you're changing yourselves, your lives. Like you are a different person today than the person that who signed up with us years, months, or days ago. Because you have the opportunity to see the world different. But I want to walk with you guys through that feeling. How do you feel? What brings you here? And why are you doing this? And if you have it in your heart, and if you know why are you running this business every single day, if you feel that power, if you feel that passion every time you wake up and say like, this is my business and this is why I'm doing this, we're in the right place. But if you are struggling sometimes to feel that, it's time to recap, because first, any single business, you need to find your why. You need to know the power within you. You need to explore that talent that everyone has. And you need to make sure that you're sharing that power with other people. So, questions, guys, or sharing life, whatever you want to do, I'm here for you. Were you unmuted? You want to unmute it, Carrie?
Yeah, I was just about to unmute myself and it said the host would like to unmute you. Good timing. You shared with us some things about well, a lot of stuff. But one thing that I really want to talk to people about is I know I can tell that there's some brand new people on here, like so brand new. What can you already told them a little bit about the company and why you love it, but can you like share just ways that they can get started off on the right foot?
Yeah, I think like, and I just finished a Zoom with a group that's been here for a long time. And when you are here for a long time and you can talk about like my leader with name and the one that talks to every single day, I said, stop. You need to talk about new people. New people brings life to the business. So it's good to have all of this leadership, all of these friends, that friendship that is for life. But that friendship has to focus on that new people that is coming along in this business. Like having new people is giving you life. So the focus to for someone that is just starting the business is not thinking about this person that um, in a way they empower me to be part of it. You know, when I was watching at my leader and I was like, I want to be like her. I want to have that lifestyle. I want to do this. Like that is good and that brought you here. But then you need to focus on yourself. What's my dream? What do I want to achieve? When? Because every dream has to have a date. When you have a date, you know what to do it. And when you have a vision and a goal, you need to put it on a paper. I want to be doing this in June. I want to be doing this at the end of May. And you are the only one that has to follow those steps and have the accountability to review them. Like don't expect anyone to come to you and say like, hey, do you bring that LC? Are you qualifying for this promotion? Are you working with this? Like you have to be the one that push yourself every single day to achieve that. That's your goal. That's your life. And that's what I do with my Latinos. Right now, I do have tons of Latinos getting recognized because right now they're ranking up pretty well and they are on the top, and it's good. But it wasn't like that before. And they were always telling me, like, Margarita, but Cami doesn't call me, or Mark doesn't send me any message. And like, what are you waiting for recognition? You need to be the one giving yourself that recognition every single day. Don't wait for anybody else to say like, hey, you're doing it. If you know you're doing it, you don't have to wait for that. And it's tough at the beginning, it's hard at the beginning to say, like, I'm doing this and she doesn't see what I'm doing. And I always tell them, I see you, I love you, but I trust you. So I don't have to be after you every single day. I believe in you. And because I believe in you, I don't have to go and check every day, what are you doing? Because this is why independent, it's so powerful. Like, you don't have to wait for somebody to come and say, like, hey, are you doing it? I love that you're doing it. Like, you trust them, you love them, and because you love them, you let them free.
I love that. I took notes because that's true. We're independent. We need to give people that freedom, that accountability. Because you know what? My upline never checks on me. Not ever. I sometimes give her updates, but she doesn't check on me. I don't need that. But she's always there cheering me on, and I love that part.
Right.
So one thing that I've been noticing lately, and it's sort of driving me crazy. Okay, a lot of every single group, the the island population, my own culture, I'm Native American, the Latino population, they all think that they can't do it. They every single one has like this mentality. Not every single person, obviously, but there's a huge like needs to be a shift because I feel like there's a big group of people that feel like they're not good enough because of how they grew up, and it can't be that can't be true because it's literally every single group. So, can you talk about that, like your opinions on it and what we can do to break that barrier?
That is very true. And absolutely. But and I always put my example, and of course, every single one has a different example of life. But when you focus on what you want, you achieve it no matter what. I came into the US 20 years ago in a really good way. My husband was relocated from work. I was finishing my career. I studied for 7 years, had my master's degree. So I felt like I had everything. And coming into the US, it was going to be simple, but it wasn't because of one thing: I didn't speak English. And because of that, for me, was that like starting all over again. It was up to me to stay home, not do anything, hide in my own environment, make sure that he brings everything, but live my own world and not being part of this world. But I decided, like, and that's when your why has to be very powerful. My why was I want to have my kids to be part of their mom. So I went out and I learned, and I'm still learning, and I'm learning every single day. And I'm like, I'm not afraid to go out and talk because I want them to be the same, not to be afraid. And that's the decision that you have to make. That decision. I was blessed enough to be part of this industry, apply my knowledge, but I can say right now, like in a very simple way, it took me years, it took me tears, it took me ups and downs, but I never stopped. And because I believe in myself, I did. And it could be very cliche, like, oh, okay, she did it. Like that happens to my Latinos every single day. But you don't need to have someone behind you telling you that, yes, you can do it. And because you were raised in this way, then you cannot achieve this. Like that has to give you the power to go after what you want. And we have different backgrounds. I know in my community, if I can call it that, my Latino community, you were raised to study and to work. Becoming independent, becoming an entrepreneur is something that is like for the families, you're wasting your time. You're gonna lose. Like that, we're going to be the first one that are gonna say to you, you can't, but it's up to you to decide it when you can do it. And that's what I always tell them. Like, if you feel that and you know that you're gonna face that, and it's not only Latinos, it's all around the world. It's a cultural thing. Like the secure job is what gives them the stability, but they don't go after and they don't risk anything and just a few in the world are risking to do more, and that's when they become entrepreneurs. That's what people do. Extreme stuff that is not extreme. It's when you decided, yes, you're capable and have lots of value to do it. um, but when you take this risk, you have to understand that if you're doing it, not everything is going to be happiness. You're going to find a lot of obstacles, but you need to prepare yourself very well in order to face them. For me in this community, what is giving me awesome results is personal development, because every single day is different. Some days you're very happy and empowered to bring the best out of you. Some days you don't have it. But when you work on yourself, when you read, when you hear something that is giving you that power, you're prepared every single day to do it. This is something that I teach the Latinos, and I hope if you are not using it right now, you can use it. I always ask them to write on a piece of paper that you can see every single day. If it is walking into your office, walking into your kitchen, in the bathroom, whatever place you are very familiar with around your house, and over there, you can have your why and your goal. You need to remind yourself every single day, why are you doing this? And the why, it's not necessarily your kids. And I learned this the tough way, because my kids are going to love me single or married, happy or unhappy, fat or skinny, poor or rich. They're my kids and they're going to love me. But I gotta show them that yes, they can do something else. So it's not about what you have now, it's what are you working to have in the future for them. And if you have that why, like I want to prove them that they can do whatever they want to do in this world, I need to remind myself every day that I'm doing this for them. If it's hard to receive that call of someone that is annoying, complaining, or someone that tells you, yes, she was going to join, but then ended join with somebody else, when you have that why very strong, then it's nothing compared to your business. And for the new ones, is to identify, like in listening to your people, when people is telling you that story, that testimony, it's giving you the power to go and take the good path instead of exploring and experiencing for yourself and then knowing like, oh yeah, that was the way I should be doing, I should be going to. And for that why, and it changes throughout the years, is to understand how many people I am really impacting with this opportunity. One thing is the family, and they're going to be with you the whole time. Now, what about the new people that is coming along? That people that trust you when they saw your post, your app, your life, and they decided to go with you. These people deserve your time, your love, your knowledge. And if you go into my page, I don't post very often. I spend most of my time training people through Zoom, but I have people in my pages that are connecting with me all the time, because I know their life, I know how they're doing, I know their intentions in this business, and sometimes they don't. We don't have to talk on a daily basis. It'll be impossible. But I know anything that is important for them. Just one thing: if you have someone new and they're afraid to share the why at the beginning, become a friend. Once you become a friend, you're gonna help them. They're gonna help you. If you have someone that feel like they know everything and they don't want you or depend on you, same thing, because we all need that friendship. We all have those days that we want people to recognize us, even though we say we don't live out of that. We want people to call us and say, like, how are you? Not the business, not the numbers, your life. And that's what creates really good and strong teams, when you really care about people. And what you give is what you're going to receive. And if you give love, if you give your time, if you really care about them, that's what you're going to receive back. Our business is so good, so beautiful. You can make tons of money. You can stay home. You can build your own life. But you can build a beautiful house with an empty heart. And we don't want that. I want to build huge houses. I want to have those marriage very safe and stable. I always tell them, like, if you're working and your husband is not allowing you to do that, but at the same time you feel like, okay, I don't care about him, it's time for us to talk, because no money can guarantee you the happiness. You need to talk. You need to create that environment where he can understand why are you pursuing this. He can be part of it, maybe not now, but later on. You can now push him to be part of it, but you can also involve him indirectly, so he can see your passion, your love, and he can be part of this later on. Same thing with the kids. It's all business around the household or outside the household. Like, if you talk to your kids and you explain them why are you doing this, they're gonna give you the time. They're gonna work about around your schedule. They're gonna help you. Same thing with your team. So it's a friendship, love, negotiation kind of deal. Like, they need to know why you love this so much and why are you doing this. And you have to remind yourself every day, every day, because every day you face so many obstacles. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. But only God knows why are you facing this, and He's giving you the correct path in order to do and be at the right place.
That's so different from what we usually hear. So thank you for that. We're all gonna be everyone on the top line of my thing is like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. One question that I know I had for you, and I do want you to help us with this, is I I speak English. Like, that's all I speak. I pretend sometimes that I speak other languages, but I really don't. I just have scripts in Spanish. But if you see my inbox, I don't know what I'm saying to people. I don't know what they're saying to me, but I'm trying to follow the conversation. I don't know how that's happening to me, but I'm assuming it's for a reason. So I'm sure almost nobody on this Zoom speaks Spanish, but how can we break in to that market?
It is so beautiful that you said that. And I remember having these conversations on the winner circle, because you don't need to speak the language in order to connect with them. And it's all about giving your heart. You know, many people came to the US and to many places around the world. Every place you go, you're going to find a Latino with all the dreams and the bad. Like, they want people to recognize them, to see that they risk in order to be there. So the first thing that you need to provide is not the language, because we already risk it to go to a place that we know they don't understand us. It is the connection. It is you giving the friendship. It's you giving an opportunity. Um, this is not the standard of the Latinos, but this is the majority of it. And I'm going to describe it. Someone that came as an immigrant, looking for a good life, risking their life, leaving their loved ones behind. So the first concern is not the language. You need to connect with them at that personal level. Latinos are hard workers. So ask them if they want to really join this opportunity, what's the reason why they want to do it? If they're willing to be trainable, spend that time that they need to spend to get and grab our tools and use them. If they're willing to open themselves, the first thing is like, I don't want to post, I don't want to go live because people is going to judge me even though they're not in the same city. So you need to tell them, like, you need to be open to be yourself, vulnerable, open to share. No one is telling you to go and take drama online, but you need to be open to share about your dreams, because that is what it's going to bring you a lot of people on board when they open their hearts and share, this is my experience and I want to do it because I want to help you to do that. Maybe I'm not there, but I'm working to be there. And this is the first thing that they need to realize. They don't have to be models. They don't have to be on the top. They don't have to make this amount of money in order to make this business work. They have to have that passion, that dream, that excitement. And that is going to bring people on board. So don't worry about the language. And what you're doing, Carrie, translating and connecting, that means a lot. But they need to know it. They need to know, like, I'm doing my best to communicate in your language. And I know that one day, without thinking about the language, whatever you can understand from me and whatever I can understand from you, that is going to make us so strong and so powerful. And that friendship is going to last forever because we're learning from each other. It's not that only them learning from you, it's all learning from all. And that is what makes it really, really beautiful, because I see so many people struggling with the language, but respecting and loving their upline because they open the door and give them an opportunity. So this is very beautiful when people say, like, I don't speak the language, but I'm helping you, because you're not checking them off. You're helping them. You're involving them. And don't feel afraid to say, like, jump on this Zoom. If you don't get it, it's okay. But I don't want you to feel like you're not part of it. We can all resolve questions after, but I want you to learn. I want you to be part of it. If you struggle at the beginning, it doesn't matter. Be part of it, because this is helping you to grow, not only in the business, in the personal level.
Can you share some of the stats for the Latina community right now in network marketing in our company or whatever, just so people realize that the effort really is worth it? Like, it's a little bit harder, but the payoff, I mean, for on both sides is definitely worth it.
It is worth it. I've been in this industry for so many years, and in all of my assignments, first we start with the Spanish community. Why? They work hard, they are flexible, they work lots of hours, they don't complain, really. And after we really establish a market in the Spanish community, then we jump into the Anglo community. And this is statistically, like, the Spanish community work to make a living out of the business. The Anglo community work to have fun, to meet new people, to make some money, but not to be part of the business because they depend on the business. They can do way more things. So having that's why this industry always starts with the Latino community and then jump into the Anglo community. For our company was completely different. For our company, they grew in the market they know. Mark knows the Anglo community, and he developed his first business in the Anglo community. So that was part of what he knew. Jumping into the Latino community at the beginning, he was skeptical. He was like, it was just a try. But when he saw, and I was telling him, but he said, like, okay, let's jump and open Mexico. And I was like, no, I don't want to touch Mexico before I jump into the US. We have lots of communities. I'm in California, and 50% of the market is Latino. Another 20% is from Asia. So if we see the total amount of this, like we're in diversity world, and that's what we need to take into consideration. So for us right now, we are in just 3 years up to like almost a 50% of the community. Why? Because we're everywhere, because they work really hard. And when someone understands our business and the opportunity that they have, they bring a lot of people along because they bring family members, they bring friends, they trust. When you trust, you share this with the world. So that's why right now, jumping into these numbers, we see top Latinas and winner circles. Like how many people goes to these events? 20 out of thousands. And in that percentage, we're almost 45%. So it's good. Business is going like crazy. Um, and I love the fact that you can find bilingual people, that you can find people that is just starting this business and don't know anything about this industry. Don't take this as a disadvantage. At the contrary, it's awesome because they don't know anything else about the business. They're gonna be learn from you with the right structure. You're also going to find people that knows about the industry because many Latinos have joined this industry in the past. But also they are trainable. There are people that know how to make money and they're willing to do that. So I feel like we are in this right moment of this community or any community. What you need to do is be open to share with them and create a system for them. For that, I do have that system in place already. I do have the page called Sin Fronteras, diamonds, distributors to diamonds. And on that page and that group, I just ask people to join with the Edwards ID, agree to the terms, and then they can join. And I have units, lots of units about how to start the business, how to work this business, how to overcome obstacles. And I run mentorings because I'm a true believer of personal development. So I do book clubs. My Latinos don't read. Like that's the majority. Like they don't feel like we were pushed to read. Right now, we don't like it. I love it now. So I do run those book clubs by learning what I read and just give it to them. And I have so many coming back to me and say, like, Margarita, what are you reading? I want to read it with you. And that's very powerful. I do have mentors. I also I did PNL in the past as a neurologist, the neurologistic programmation, and I work with them through that too. I feel like if you combine spiritual and personal and financial development, you can work on all of that. I do that with them too, and everything is on that page on calendar. I do have something for them every day. Sometimes they hear me, sometimes they hear some of the leaders that I have already prepared to share and empowered to do the same. And I do have one day that I allow them, which is today, to connect with their own teams. Like I want them to learn and use and apply. And I think that you guys can use all of these tools that are already in place and they can connect and don't be afraid if you have them there and they feel like, oh, but I love this leader. No, the leadership starts with you. So don't be afraid. No one is going to leave you. At the contrary, you are empowering the people to see and to live in the community and provide for your community as well.
Okay, so now I feel like we're doing a disservice if we don't ask everybody because they have all those benefits and just hearing everything you have, I mean, that's going to empower their lives in more ways than just this business. So we truly are doing a disservice if we're not talking to everybody in this community, trying to bring them in because look at all the benefits they have. I love that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have one last question. I really want to be, good with your time. You're a true network marketing professional. Like you are. So how can we go from maybe not being quite there yet to actually becoming a professional? Like what's your opinion? What's your advice for that?
Passion, love. Like I think like everything I have done in this life is true love. Like I have to love it so much that I sleep on it, wake up with it, and live my day through it. Like everything is about it. Was when I go into an assignment, and my husband knows me really well, and I said like, okay, I'm gonna help you guys part time. He knew it. Like I can do part time with something that really passions me. And for me, it's like I work a lot on my personal development every single day. The day I'm gonna stop learning, I'm gonna stop teaching. I need to learn every day so I can teach them. I can guide them. I love them. I know that every time it's been a little harder because the community is growing too fast, but I always have the time. Like when they say like, can I jump in a Zoom? Can I do this and that? And it's like, but you're super busy. I am not. I sometimes say like I just have 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever time it is, but I'll never set myself in the management position because I am not. I want to be with them. And I really take this as a mission. Like when they do that and they become self development entrepreneurs, very powerful, and they can start sharing with that's when my mission is accomplished. Like when they can start training their own people. But I love what I do. Like, and I live what I love, and that's it was not.
You guys, she's not kidding. I want to tell you just this quick story about the first time I actually had like a real interaction with Margarita. Not just like, hi, hey, how are you doing? Blah blah blah. But it was a couple of years ago. She's probably like, I don't know what she's gonna say. I hope
Yeah.
it's good. But she really does lead with love and relationships because a couple of years ago, I think it was a green carpet, we packed food
Oh
to
yeah.
send away. I don't remember where we were sending it even, but we were packing food.
Africa.
Yes, Africa. And it was a contest. And like some of us are like hyper red, but I had my children there. And I had my son before he went through like all of his most recent treatments. So adults couldn't, she didn't know what he was saying. He was thinking really slow. So he was, doing what we wanted, but it was, I don't know. You guys, if you know Amma, you've seen his story. You know how much he's changed and how much he's improved. But that was at the beginning. So she had like four of my children on her team. And that this lady has so much patience and so much love. My children felt included. They felt like they loved her. They
No.
did. They still talk about it. So like she walks the walk. Like she's saying this to us, but that's truly how it is. She is a person of influence. I've never forgotten that. And that's how I want to, the way she treated my children, that's how I want to treat everybody's
See,
children.
you're making me cry.
Do you remember?
I remember it was so powerful. It was so nice. And to have them over there, I think for me it was just that really great aha moment. Like you were there just making sure that they had a good time,
Hmm.
that they understood what they were doing. And all of the missions that we have, and I think it was like that moment, like um, being able to help others is what keep us here, like it's not about the money is great, but when you realize that it's not about the money, it's about the people that you can impact, that's when you feel and live your passion. And I remember that, and it was so beautiful. I'm so glad, and thank you. You made my day with that. Thank you.
Oh, you made our day. I'm still holding on to that memory.
Super cute.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions for Margarita? I know I've asked a ton, and I asked all the ones that people have asked me about. So if there's not any extra, then I'm sure I understand. Tasha, you want to say something? Carrie's kids don't like me. Oh my gosh, yes they do. They came over and we all played a game. They really love them.
Oh, guys, I think like we are like if we are in this place, it's for a reason. There no something like you get here by accident. There is no accidents right now. You're here, you have a reason and a mission to accomplish. And that's how I take it every day. Like if you invite me to be in this that is a mission. If someone call me, it is a mission. Like you can live this business uh, I have so many memories. Like every single day, I have so many beautiful memories, and I also have my days where you can feel like all the obstacles came to me, but it's up to you to overcome these obstacles and to make sure that if you are here, this is a call, and God is giving you this call, and He's also patient, and He loves you, and He's here for you, and He's giving you a lesson. He's teaching you a lesson every single day. So love what you do. It doesn't matter where you are, distributor, ambassador, double ambassador, triple diamond. It doesn't matter, but just enjoy it. This life is not about titles, it's about empowerment. And if you're sitting in whatever title you have and you're impacting people and you're transforming lives, you're in the right place. And that's what we need to do every day, transforming lives every day.
Thank you so much for being on this Zoom with us. I have notes and I don't typically take notes, but I'm a red personality, so this yellow stuff I have to take notes on it so I can remember.
We need to become rainbows. That's what I told them all the time.
Yeah,
Like I love reds, I love greens, I love all the colors. Let's become rainbows.
absolutely.
Thank
All
you
right.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good one. Bye
Bye.
bye.